be knitting.
Okay.
Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Welcome.
Hello.
You're tuning into the Knitting Place podcast. I'm Dinah. You can find me on Ravelry as The Knitting Place, on Instagram as The Knitting Place, and on Facebook as The Knitting Place.
And I am Pam Sapp on Instagram and Pam Sapp on Ravelry.
Thank you for watching. And we are going to talk about all things knitting. I got a haircut today.
Did you really?
Yes, and look at my color. It's like so...
Did he color it today?
Yeah, look, it's like
that's
highlighter.
That's, you know, it'll tone down a little bit.
You think? Better.
Who did it?
Lino.
He did.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yes.
Very
Realizing
nice.
my eyebrows look very dark. But that's okay.
That's okay. That's
Everything
the style, I think. That's the style, I think, you know.
It's all good.
Yeah.
So what are you working on, Pam?
I'm knitting like a swatch, but it's really not a swatch. It's kind of a color swatch because I started something. I'm joining the second skein, and I'm trying to determine whether I should do the helical. It's helical, right? Am I calling it the right thing? Mm-hmm. Helical knitting, so that you don't see, with the hand-dyed yarn, so you don't get to the second skein and it's like darker or lighter in
ball
spots.
banding.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And so we were thinking, well, if I knit up a little bit of a swatch, I can see the way this skein is knitting.
Versus the one that you already have on your new
Right,
dress.
because the new skein, we were talking about getting an additional skein and doing the helical knitting, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so we're trying to say maybe I don't need to do that because I don't think I need that skein to finish the sweater.
Right.
But I may want to use it if there's any kind of...
I think if we add length, so we're doing the crop top. It's a knit along. It's called My Boy Lollipop.
Correct. We're cropping it.
We're cropping it this time.
Going for it.
We're going for a crop. I might lengthen mine. It's by Purdy Girl. Not Purdy Girl. Listen to me. Get Pearly with
Getting
it.
Getting Pearly with it.
Excuse me. I'm
That's
so sorry,
okay.
Nancy. It's from Getting Pearly with It. My Boy Lollipop. We mentioned it in the last podcast, and we're going to give you a little update. I think that looks pretty good, Pam.
So you don't think that I should join the third ball? Because the third ball, I will be honest with you.
All right, well, let's show them what we're talking about.
The third ball to me looks light.
So this is the swatch that Pam just did.
From the second new skein.
Correct.
And this is what I knit from the first skein. Can you see it? Yeah. It looks the same, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But the third skein, if I did the helical knitting, look at this skein. I'm afraid that
it looks very light.
Looks light. Look at that. Look how light that looks. I'm just afraid if I mix that in,
it's going to make the bottom very light. If I were you, you still have your swatch left over.
If I should need the third skein, what I can do, I'll be at the bottom.
Correct.
I can wind up the third ball and pick out the dark section.
Pam, it's hand-dyed. You can't pick out.
Well, you know how it is when you wind the ball up. Sometimes it begins darker, it ends darker,
You can try, but you would do the helical knitting at the end and have it fade into the new skein.
Well, there you go.
That's what I would do.
So says Dinah, right? So I think...
Well, it's my suggestion.
So I think that... So you're thinking that I should just go with the second ball, join it in, and just go with it.
Right. Now you have your swatch that you haven't...
I unraveled it.
You unraveled it. You can actually do the helical knitting now, introducing the new skein with the old skein.
Do you think I have to do that?
You don't. I would.
You would.
Why not? You could start knitting a couple of rounds,
yeah,
and then do two rounds.
Skeins.
Right.
Yeah, I can do that.
I think that's what I would do.
Okay. Well, that's why I was sitting here knitting.
There you go. So I guess we're talking about crop tops.
We're talking about whips.
You want to show them your progress?
FOs, whips. Well, on the last podcast, Dinah and I said we were going to do the My Boy Lollipop crop top. We were debating on the crops, and I said to Dinah we should just do it.
Now, this knit along is until the end of May.
Correct.
So it's also, we're piggybacking with Asylum Fibers.
But you can't really see it because I am not, it really doesn't look like anything, Dinah.
No, but we said that by Thursday, this past week, that we were going to get through the armhole shaping. And we did.
My arms are on hold and I'm ready. You have more than I do. Where's yours?
Not much.
You have an inch or two more than me.
Not much.
From the armhole.
I did do the helical knitting and I did blend my second skein, but I'm only about an inch and a half maybe past the armhole.
Right. It makes a difference though.
It'll be interesting to see if this actually
Mine
fits.
is really very variegated.
So is mine.
No, not as
I'm
much as
using
mine.
Howling Dandelions by Asylum Fibers. And what's your colorway?
I am using Resistance.
Resistance. Beautiful.
Isn't it Daft DK? Doesn't she call
Daft
her
DK?
Daft DK. So there we go. Like
Super excited. And Asylum is actually running a knit along right now as well. Stephanie's doing...
Crop It Like It's Hot.
Right, but is she calling it Crop It Cal?
Yeah,
if you look on Instagram...
I think it's a Crop It Cal, and she's doing... Is she doing this? She's doing the Soldatna. And
I think it could be any crop.
Right. Her thing is you could do any crop. She's
right.
doing two. She's doing the Soldatna, and I believe she's doing this.
She's doing My
right.
Boy Lollipop.
Right.
So.
But Dinah and I mean, it's only really a 2-skein project.
Right. I may lengthen it a little bit. I'll see how I
think
feel.
you need to try it on. Because Nancy Ricci says when you get to just beneath the bust, you're not there yet, is when you try it on. Because that's when the ribbing starts.
I'm not there yet.
Well, you're not. You haven't done... She has some decreases going on in there, doesn't she, or something?
Yes, but I think the decreases... I mean, technically, I probably... So I have to get past the... I guess I'm very busty. I have to get past the bust. Okay.
Well, that's what she says when it's not... Like when it's down here is where the ribbing would begin.
Correct.
So, you know, that's like you still have a ways to go on that. Yeah.
Got to cover my girls.
Yeah, cover those girls up. But we're cropping it.
We're cropping it. Hopefully you are too. Hopefully we've inspired a few of you. I think we have actually. We've gotten a few people come in
that want to crop it. You know, it really is. Even this sweater, it's not a crop, but it's shorter.
Right.
You know, than has been the fashion lately.
Right.
So.
And I did realize, so Nancy was very sweet. She commented, I think it was on, I don't know where I saw her comment, either Instagram or the podcast, I'm not quite sure. But one suggestion she made is if you're not comfortable wearing the crop, you can always wear a blazer, which I thought was very smart. I always like to layer on top.
And you can lengthen it too. You can lengthen. The difference with her top is it's fitted.
It's very fitted.
It's form fitting, and it's got it, like as we mentioned before, it's got negative ease of 2 to 3 inches. So, you know, it's hugging those girls. Whatever you got, you know, the love handles. But you know, that's what she says. You know, as I said, she did a whole thing on the arms. How someone said, oh, they can't wear that kind of sleeve because they've got flabby arms that flap. And so she took her arms and she said, look at my arms. She said, it doesn't stop me from wearing it. Embrace what you have.
I was just going to say, we all just have to learn how
to be
very
critical of
ourselves.
Right, with ourselves.
Exactly.
Very critical. So that is a whip that we're both working on.
Yes. So why don't we continue with whips since we started?
I'm trying to see, what do I have for a whip? You have more whips than I do. You should do one now.
Okay. I am... Well, I showed this last time. I'll just be brief. I made some progress on my Amos top from Shibui. And I think you can see now better.
You can see now the striping.
The illusion.
Right.
Wow,
looks
this
nice.
really needs a blocking.
Yeah, it looks good.
That's it. So
now you can really see it, yeah.
A quick progress report on that.
Yeah.
So that's that.
Show this one. Show the... where are you? This one.
Well,
how many whips does Dinah have?
Well, that was 2.
That was 2.
Okay. There's
that she's admitting to. There's 2. Go
but
ahead.
This is really what I'm working on currently, which is really kind of crazy.
Well, there are 2 things I think that you're really working on. That and this. You're working on this one,
well,
too.
this is another. I mean, this was a challenging month. I joined 3 knit-alongs.
Right.
Which is
What's
crazy.
the third one?
This. The one I'm about to show.
Yeah, what's the...
the
third one. Yeah, you finished the Roselle, yeah.
So I had a little bit of a setback with this.
And Dinah, what was your setback?
I'm going to tell you. This happens to be the Garden Party cardigan.
It's beautiful.
By Knit Collage.
Beautiful. I love the colors.
And I'm almost done with the back.
Go closer with it. Let's just go a little closer so they can see the colors.
I'm working on my last stripe now.
That's a light gray that you have in the wool.
The Spun Cloud. And then it's Herbarius.
Beautiful.
Is it the Wildflower?
Yeah.
Ribbon.
You know, you said, is it Wildflower now? Now you've got me confused. Yeah, I think it's Wildflower. I think it is.
Last time
not wolf. You were saying Wallflower the last time.
Okay.
Were you saying Wallflower? Whatever.
Wildflower.
Yes. So you've made progress on that, but what was your...
So I've noticed there's been a trend in the shop, and forgive me if this applies to you.
Don't take any offense to it.
No, and I am including myself in this because often we read patterns or we think we're reading patterns, but we're really not. We just assume what we're reading
all the time.
So what happened was I knit through 2 or almost the third. I was joining in my third ribbon.
Yep.
And midway I realized when I went to look at the pattern that I read it incorrectly. And part of the problem was this is a garter stitch in here. So every wrong side row.
The center stitch?
The center stitch, where typically in a chevron you would
It's
just purl back.
Right, but you weren't purling back.
I was purling back.
You were purling
because I was
back,
assumed.
yes.
And it's actually a knit stitch right in here.
Is that the mistake that you're
That
talking
was
about?
my mistake.
That was the only mistake?
Yeah, so I ripped it all back.
Well, it wouldn't have been wrong the other way. It would have just been different from what the pattern was.
Correct, and I just felt like I was doing the knit along. I wanted it to be right.
How far up had you gotten when you ripped it?
So I had gotten up to the third stripe, which is this one. Yeah.
So you ripped it down.
Mm-hmm.
Oof.
And then, of course, my tension wasn't the same, so I had to rejoin yarn.
You
and
know
I had
what would
extra
you
yarn.
know what would bother me? Yeah, that's what would bother me because you would cut it.
I had
so
cut
when
it.
you're reknitting it, I find that annoying.
I mean, I think I cut off the extra spun cloud, but I definitely had to rejoin yarn on one of the ribbons. So hopefully
pretty.
I'll have enough yarn.
That's pretty.
And sorry, Amy, if you're watching, but I'm back on track.
Read the directions.
Read the directions, everybody.
Not just once, read them twice, right?
It's funny. I don't know why everybody has this.
I do the same thing.
I mean, even more people, right? But even customers will come in and say, "What do I need to do next?" As if we know, and we might be familiar with a pattern, but we can't remember every single pattern by heart.
Well, I did that on this. When I got to this edging here, I wanted to commit it to memory. And I was knitting it, and then I said, okay, I know what it is. Oh, no, I've done it a few times. I know what it is. So I knit. I did about 6 rows. I did them wrong. Had to rip it all out. And I can't tell you. I mean, this is the easiest thing. It is not difficult, But
I'm just laughing because how many times did I have to rip out on my Roselle tee? The lace panel, I did the double decreases incorrectly, or I did the same 2 times in a row.
Was it because you didn't read the pattern correctly? You thought you knew what it was?
I thought I knew what it was. I knew what it was because I knew that there are 2 separate or 2 different kinds of double decreasing, and you're alternating every other, I guess, section.
Right.
And you can hardly tell the difference. So I did the same double decrease 2 times in a row when it's supposed to alternate.
With well, that's tricky. That's almost like when you put the GPS on the car and they're telling you to go away and you say, no, but I know the way to get there. That's not the most efficient way. I'm going to go my way. Well, then why do you have the GPS on the car?
I know, but sometimes I do feel like I know better.
I agree with you.
But I didn't know better in my lace. And I didn't know better in my
pattern. The pattern was right. So read your pattern. Thoroughly, right?
Exactly. Okay. Do you have any other? You have a whip.
I think.
You just cast on something new.
Yes. This is very new. There's not much to show you. I probably can show you. This is it.
Well, what are you making?
I can show you a picture of it, the Ranunculus, which you made, you're wearing actually.
Yes.
You made it last year, right?
I made it, was it last year? It was last year.
Yeah. And this is it. I don't want to show the pattern too much, but that's the Ranunculus.
So it has different options. I don't know if you could see that there, but there's long sleeve.
Short sleeve over
Short
here.
sleeve.
Yeah.
And then there's an open neck and a closed neck version.
So it can be a wider neck. Not that the regular neck is closed, but it's
I have the closed neck, believe it or not.
Right.
The open neck, I think, was
wider. 30. One was like 33 inches and one was 28 inches.
So you can kind of wear it off shoulder.
Right. But I am using... Go ahead. I'm sorry, Dana.
No, go ahead.
I am using... how do you say that?
Tussa Tweed. By BC Garn.
By BC Garn. So let me just get these. Yeah, you do those too. It's a pink and a camel color, and then the navy, and I think that's like an oatmeal shade.
I would say that's more like an oatmeal.
And guess what color? Well, I just showed you. I am stepping out and doing navy. Because how could I do one of these beiges when I just made this? Right?
Right. And your cardigan, your Caravaggio.
Yes, they're all in the same color. So I am stepping out.
I think navy's a good call.
Yeah, it's like a tweeded color. So I'm excited about that. This was a yarn that was very popular for that.
Yeah,
piece.
It's actually written, I believe, Was it written using that yarn? I know
Yeah.
that it's the
I
number
don't
one
know.
yarn
Yeah,
choice.
well, yeah, it's the number one yarn choice on Ravelry, but that is what I'm doing. So hopefully it's a fast knit, and it's I'll be wearing it.
I remember what happened. I went to H&H, and I fell in love with the yarn. I saw the pattern, and we didn't get the yarn in time. So I cast on
Well, what
for
you
this
used
one.
is very nice.
Yeah, I used
It's from
Oasis
Yeah,
from Anzula.
it's a hand-dyed yarn. It's a shaded solid.
Correct. It's a little bit thicker than what they called for, so mine, I guess, looks a little more opaque.
Yeah, it's a very open.
I'll stand up.
Sheer-looking piece because they're using fingering on a large needle. So you are wearing something under that, but
I am.
could
I'm
you?
the queen
you
of
don't-
layering.
Well, you would have to wear something because the armhole is low.
Yes. It's a
Right.
deep armhole.
It's a deep armhole, but you really can't see through that.
No, because I went with a more opaque yarn.
Right.
My yarn, it has a thicker gauge.
And mine
And there's
won't be so
definitely a
mine will be
range.
more open.
Definitely a range.
Yeah, but I think there's only one size, right?
It's a one size. And people are using it. They call for a lace weight, fingering weight yarn. I've seen it. I'd like to do one for the winter with a mohair.
Oh,
A
that
finger
would be
weight
nice.
paired with a mohair.
That would
which
be nice.
Yeah, a nice little halo. I would like to make one with long sleeves because
Sleeves,
I
right.
haven't done the long sleeve version.
Yeah, there's a long sleeve
So
version and the short sleeve, as Dana mentioned
It's
before.
definitely a fun one to knit. I would make it again.
No, there
Yeah.
you go. Well, speaking
Enjoy
of, I will.
It's different, right? The cast on is different. You have different stitches than you typically.
Did you make yours longer?
I don't recall. I'm sure I made it to fit the way
I'm looking at
sure
this.
I tried it on. And
I'm
made
looking
sure
at
that I
this
liked
one
the
picture, and that looks shorter than the other pictures. So we'll have to see what they say about.
I mean,
the
you're
one.
working it from the top down, so there's no reason why you
That's
can't.
easy to determine what you want to do.
Mhm. All right, I have to adjust.
What are you
I'm sitting
adjusting?
on my leg.
Oh, there you go. Well, talking about whips or cast-ons, I have to say
Yeah,
that last night we had a knitting group in the shop,
your lace knitting.
a lace knitting group, and everybody just coincidentally, someone came into the shop that had just finished this item, and they were commenting how they wore it all weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
And what was that?
And we were talking about it, and it was the Deschain, which was also another very popular piece in the shop last year. And you made it.
I wore it on the last podcast.
Yeah, that's right. You wore
And
it
we
on the
have
last
it.
podcast.
Yep, I have a picture of it here.
So everyone decided, the class we were having last night was lace knitting. And so I said, well, there is lace in the Deschain, so we could do that as a knit along. So everybody said, yes, I'm doing it. It's not a difficult pattern.
No, not really.
And so now we're calling that the Deschain train.
So join us.
Who's jumping on the Deschain train? You may
That's
jump
very
on
cute.
it too.
I am. How long have I been saying I want to make
You
another
keep
one
saying
in
you
black?
want to make another one in black. Exactly. So
Maybe
Dinah,
now
let's
I
see if
will.
we can get Dinah to jump on the train.
Did you say dump?
Not dump. Jump. I might have said dump.
That's too funny.
But anyway, so that's our.
Did you pick a color?
Well, I don't know. I would like to do. It was
It's
between
funny. Mine
two
looks
colors.
like this color.
It does look like
Yeah.
that color. That's the color I would like to do. I was debating between that and the light gray, but I think I would prefer the raisin. Does
I
that
think-
bother you if I have the same color as you?
No.
Okay.
Not at all. I was going to say, I think I like you more in the darker color. Than
Yeah, the
light gray.
raisins too. Yeah. I'm not much
I'm
for
not
that.
a fan for the light gray for you. Sorry.
Correct. So that would be what I would do. So we have that starting. So everyone is swatching. And
Have they swatched already?
No.
Damn.
They took the yarn and they're going to swatch for next week.
Oh my gosh.
So we're on the
Am I gonna have
Deschain
to
train.
am I going to have to send another email?
You may have to. I don't know.
Are we allowed to invite? Well, we're obviously inviting it to everyone out there. So.
Anyone who watches the podcast.
There you
right?
go.
There you go. But anyway, so that's another, just very, what's the word I'm looking for?
A loose knit along?
Yeah, it's just something that just popped up unplanned. I
Spontaneous.
keep going. That's the word I'm looking for. What's coming into my mind is sporadical, but it's spontaneous.
Sporadical.
That's not it. What am I talking
I
about?
hope you don't make it sporadical.
No, then we're in trouble. But I think we have to keep to a schedule on this, though. I'd like to get it done.
Sporadical would be
be-
what you call what's
What-
going on in my knitting bag.
I'll pick up my
Whips.
lollipop today, right?
Oh my God.
But anyway, so I think that's, I don't know, for me, for you, what do we have? I did start, I know last time we talked about the cocoon crochet.
Did you start it?
I did begin it, but I didn't do much, I have to say. I didn't do much because I wanted to.
Do you have it here to show?
No, I do not.
Okay.
I don't have it here to show.
Well, should I show some of my whips?
Yes, you should.
Well, I showed you the garden party. I have made some progress on my cumulus.
Yeah.
So this is yarn that I purchased at EYF.
So pretty.
I'm super excited. It's starting to get some length.
It's the color of the year, Dinah.
It's
the peachy
coming
color.
Up. There
it's coming out a little more.
It's a little more beige, but it's actually a lot more coral.
Peachy.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Very pretty. So I'm super excited about my progress. But clearly, as you can see, when you have so many whips that you're working on, you don't make too much progress on any one of them.
That's exactly right. But then what happens one day is you have a bunch of finished projects.
Well, I don't know about that.
All at one time.
Did I show this one yet?
Yes, you did.
Okay.
You did show that one.
I guess that's it.
That's it for whips and new products, I think. Not new products, whips and FOs.
Yes, I don't have anything new cast on.
But what's happening, it's interesting because people are coming into the shop and, you know, we're seeing things that we've made for the summertime.
Yes, spring and summer is hot right now.
Which is why I decided to do the Ranunculus, because I always wanted to do it.
Right.
And it doesn't look like it's
And when it's 2 skeins, it's not a big commitment. Right. It's nice.
Right.
Everything gets done a little bit more quickly. So, yeah.
Which is nice. But you have the that nice one that's
for new projects?
Yeah, for new projects.
So, yeah. So we basically, a lot of people have been inquiring about summer knits. And one of the pieces that actually Rachel, a shout out to Rachel and Tara, you know who you are, they came in with a picture of the Racerback. It's called Breeze Racerback, actually, by Jessie on Ravelry, and I'll put that on.
It's very cute.
The bottom there. It's a cute top. Here it is. You may have seen me put some Instagram posts on.
Again, a quick knit page. Doesn't use a ton of yardage.
No, it does not. As a matter of fact, we posted some kits on Instagram. I'll show you a few.
It's fingering weight.
Fingering weight yarn. I think you need, is it about 500 yards?
Something like
500 yards?
Yeah, I don't have it here, but something.
Something in that scope. So what we've done is...
It's 550 or something to that effect.
We've taken one main skein,
yeah.
And then we've paired it with mini skeins. And you can actually do the fade.
Start with the pink on the bottom.
Correct. And fade out.
Yeah. That's just one of the options.
There you go. That's a little
And of course,
better.
if you have at home, you may have some yarn at home. It doesn't have to be a mini that you would fade into or start with.
You could definitely
do that as well. So you could use some of these scraps for that. If you
definitely.
Have. Mm-hmm.
Here's another kit.
That's pretty. That's pretty.
So as you can see, you don't need 3 full skeins.
Mm-hmm.
The minis will suffice. Hedgehog has a lot of yardage.
I love this colorway.
This one?
No. Well, I like the next one too.
Yeah, I think they're all pretty.
They're nice because they're bright for the summertime.
Yeah. This is what we have left, but we can certainly make more. They've been selling rather quickly, so we're excited. So thank you, Tara and Rachel, if you're watching. This is a pretty one. And this one is really fun.
That's cute. Tara liked this one.
Half the fun is really coming up with the different colorways.
So now, which one would you start with? You would start with which color on the bottom?
I would do the darkest one on
that's what I was going
the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
But certainly you can go any way you like.
That's pretty.
Super fun. So
that's probably the lightest of our summer knits, right?
Yes.
Right?
Although, yes, when I was looking up projects for one of the new yarns that we have, there's a pattern called Bralette.
Really?
Do you know it?
I'm not sure. Show it to me. Have it on your phone?
I don't. You want to look it up?
Bralette? Okay.
Bralette.
Bralette.
Yes. Well, what happened was we got a beautiful, I'll show you one of our new products. We got a beautiful delivery from SkeinCocaine.
Mm.
Thank you, Gina. We are super excited to have her hot sock, which is this one right here.
Oh, that's cute.
It is really cute, right?
The ripple bralette?
Yes, that's the one. And
oh, that's cute.
If I'm not mistaken, someone had
I could wear it. Of course, not for me. But if you're young.
But it's a great way to use a skein of the hot sock from SkeinCocaine.
It is this right here. If I can show it to you. Let's get it. Oh, I can't,
Is it on the screen?
yeah, it's there. It's just washed out. See if you can get it on there. Oh, what a shame. Maybe if I make my screen darker.
Sorry, guys.
Let me see if I can make my screen darker. Maybe that'll make
It's called Ripple Bralette. I'll write it down and put the designer's name. You can use the hot sock. I did see
there. It is.
There's a bit of a glare, but there it is. It's
At least
really
you can
cute.
see this. It's cute though.
Yes.
Short little piece with a V, and it's cute.
Kind of wear it underneath.
So they use the hot socks from
Somebody did.
SkeinCocaine? Oh, that would be lovely. That's great.
We also have
of
the
course,
sockhead hat.
Sockhead hat's another great one.
Right.
You can use it, yeah.
For a single skein.
But there are a lot of things. I was even saying, and I don't know, it's what your taste is. You could do the...
Lisa bought it to make the boxy.
Correct.
I mean, you could do anything.
The Zweig sweater. This would be cute if you use this for the inset part.
Yes, for the
and
color
then
work.
Picked another color.
Absolutely.
I mean, I guess you could do it the other way around too if you wanted to as well. But
so the hot sock
things.
is actually quite unique. I don't know if you could tell, but every skein is different.
This was one bag. Look at the color change.
No two are alike.
Yep.
They're super unique and super fun. So if you are thinking about doing a project, you can either fade it out, you can blend it with the helical knitting, you can use it for a single skein project.
It would be cute with the boxy, wouldn't it?
Super cute.
Super cute for the boxy.
Yeah. Lisa
I may have to think about that.
Yeah.
Now, I know the boxy is a ton of knitting, but
with this yarn, it's so fun.
It's 437 yards.
Great yardage.
80-20.
I don't think you'd need...
You can make a pair of socks with it. One skein, make a pair of socks. If you just, have to have one skein to say you had it and you knit with it. Gina, the colors are great.
Fabulous. Thank you, Gina.
Nice job.
Super excited. So that'll be on the website. You can look for that.
And if it's not on the website, when you see this for some reason, if you want to get it, what do?
Call us.
Call us up.
Call the shop. Email us.
Correct.
Let us know you're interested, and we'll be happy to get it.
Very reachable.
Speaking of socks.
What socks?
Should we segue into your FO?
Didn't we do it?
No, I think that was the first take. You just gave us away. Okay, this is take 2.
I thought I did. Are you sure I didn't do them?
Yeah, that's why I was asking you if I covered them.
I thought I'd done them already. Hello. I'm so confused.
Oh my God.
I'm so confused. I finished my Indigo Leaves by Joji Locatelli.
I'm sorry, guys. Oh my God.
Anyway, these are my socks. They're on my sock. Are these sock blockers? Yeah, they are sock blockers by Bryceman. Anyway, and they're a DK weight sock. You
did it. You finished.
I finished.
No second sock syndrome.
No second sock. It only took me 9 months. I could have had a baby in 9 months. It took me 9 months to make a pair of socks.
To deliver.
Anyway, they were fun knit. They were not difficult to do. And
they match.
They do it.
Impressed.
The thing is with any problem, I did one sock up to here the last time, and I put it down. So the problem is when you put it down, it's like, where am I? Blah, blah, blah. It just do it, finish it. It's not a big project, right?
Great job.
And again, what am I going to wear these with, Dinah? They are a thicker sock. They're not a fingering weight sock. It's a DK weight sock.
That's really in the winter.
I envision myself wearing...
You're going to need to get clogs.
A pair of clogs, which I don't own. I do not own clogs. So I'm going to have... I've made the socks and I don't have the shoes.
That's like me. I'm making the crop it and I'm going to have to buy the pants.
So now I can say I finished my socks.
Bravo.
So and it's copper penny is the color.
Beautiful.
From Madeline Tosh.
Beautiful.
And I was telling Dinah, now that my sock is done, we can begin our second sock, which is going to be what?
We mentioned we wanted to do the Galliano sock.
We both like the Galliano sock from Tracy
Miller.
It's Grocery Girls, right?
Yes. We love that sock.
I do like that sock. Mm-hmm. And that's fingering weight. So that might be a sock I could wear with a regular shoe. Right? Although for some reason, hand knit socks to me, they need to be displayed. And not that I ever wear a clog, and nothing against clogs.
An open shoe.
Nothing against a clog. I mean, I think that's the way, well, to me, that's the way it's nice to wear.
You want to be able to show them.
Or what would be nice is to be open it. I heard, what's her name say this on the podcast, Suburban Stitcher.
What'd she say?
Open a drawer, they've got like 20 pair of socks hand knit in the drawer.
I wish I could do that.
Wouldn't you just love to do? Isn't there
There's
something
no
very
way.
appealing about that?
Yes.
Having a drawer of hand knit socks. Even if
I
mean,
wish.
you don't wear them every day, but
I have too many single socks, like mismatched. I can't even make a pair of mismatched socks. It's terrible.
You have like onesies?
Onesies halfway.
Yeah.
I mean, aborted.
We'll have to make the
Gallianos. Frog.
That'll have to be our next thing.
So if you want to knit the Galliano socks with us,
yes,
let us know. If you're interested.
But if you're one of these people that whips up a pair of socks in like a week,
we're not the knit along for you.
Don't look for us, right?
I shouldn't
say it. It's not because you couldn't do it, you wouldn't want to do it. It's because you have too many projects going on at one time. Probably.
Clearly too many whips in my bag.
Yeah. Again, we always work the fastest when we're on a deadline. I hate to say it, but it's true. Right?
Well, I'm trying to fit in my knit-alongs. Should we talk about
what are we going to talk about now?
More.
I'm not bringing up what we're talking about because I can't remember.
Did you cover your top, the Arisu? I don't even know if we spoke about that. I'm confused.
We did talk about my top.
Did I talk about the Roselle tee?
Yes, you did talk about. We took it off the mannequin. Remember?
No, that was the first go around.
Oh, Dinah.
It was.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure.
You're going to have to edit this if it's in.
Okay. I'll just have to cut out.
Okay.
All right.
Show you Roselle tee.
I finished the Roselle tee.
Here we go.
I'm not going to take it off.
You
just
sure?
Like that. Mm-hmm.
Can you see it?
Tee. She's a little drunken, this mannequin.
That's okay.
But there's an inserted lace panel in the front. It's a reversible tee, so if we spin her around, you can see the back is plain.
It has a little bit of what was that? Just like a stitch? How'd they do that? How'd you do that?
Decreasing. Yeah. So it's got the same size panel, which is really nice. So it flares out the same.
And the neckline is really nice.
Her attention. This is Patty Lyons' Roselle tee.
Mm.
I learned about this knit along through Christy Glass, and I was super excited to join in on the fun. I love the silhouette. It wasn't a mystery, so we knew what we were making.
Right, you knew what you were making. That's
correct.
The thing. And there's a picture of Diana wearing this on her Instagram page that she posted a few days ago.
I used
what?
Anzula yarn, squishy. I substituted the yarn. I'm quite pleased with the way it turned out. As you can see, I like pink.
The two colors.
So
they look
funny.
exactly the same, don't they?
Very funny. So, super excited about the way it turned out. It fits beautifully. And I couldn't be more pleased.
Dinah wore it half of the day with the pleat in the front, half of the day with the pleat in the back.
With the lace in the back, right? Which is fun because it really looks different. Yeah. I think I decided that I like it plain in the front and the lace panel in the back.
That's what you said. That's pretty.
Which I discovered later on in the day.
I like it. It's nice.
If you're interested in the piece, I think you still have time to actually download the pattern.
The 21st. Is that today?
It's tomorrow.
Is it?
Guys, it's the 20th.
No, today's the 21st.
Oh, never mind. Scratch that. But get the pattern anyway because it's fabulous.
It's worth it because she has so many tutorials
you will
and
learn
videos
so much
associated with that pattern, right?
Yep. She's really good. So, Patty Lyons, the Roselle tee.
There you go.
Alrighty. Sure you spoke about that?
You don't think I did?
I don't know.
Okay, well, this is...
So you talk about
an
it
FO
twice.
of mine. Yeah, if you saw it already, whatever. Anyway, here it is. It's got the lace insert on the bottom. Very easy summer tee, a quick knit. It's got a little lace detail on the top and the V-neck. I like the fact that it's a V also. It's called Arisu, A-R-I-S-U. I may not be saying it right.
Who's it by? Svetlana Volkova.
Thank you, Dana. Thank you. And what else can I say about it? I used...
You called it a tee, but it's actually... Does it have sleeves?
It does not. It's just
like
a drop.
Little cap. I love it.
Which
it's
is
so flattering.
Which is nice. And I was going to say something else about it. I used the Artfil Belle yarn, and the color was wheat. And I only used 2 skeins.
Now, did you alternate skeins?
When it was done from the bottom up. So when I got...
In the round?
In the round.
Oh.
And so when I got about 2/3 of the way through my first skein, I joined in a second skein, and I did the helical knitting up to the armhole. But then when I got up here, I said, I'm not doing that, and I just went up with it. But it looks fine. I mean, if you look in here, there is you really can't see it. There's a little darker section in here, but that's where I did the up to here this was the helical knitting in here.
Can't tell.
So, in any event, even if it looks a little off, if I did the helical, I feel better that I did it. I did it. You know what? What the heck?
It's a fun technique. You
yeah,
should look
really.
it up
It's
anyway.
not. It's not difficult.
It's not hard.
It's not hard at all. So that was fun. I did that, and it only took me about a month to do it.
Which is nice.
And guess what, Dinah?
What?
I put it on Ravelry.
Good for you. High five.
How you like that?
We have been so bad.
Very bad. I mean, it's terrible because if people watch the podcast, they say, well, let me look on Ravelry and see what she's done.
It's terrible.
Nothing. Maybe it shows 8
no...
years old, 10 years old. The stuff that's on there, I deleted some of it because
it's so bad.
So I said, little by little, it's not that I
Good
can't
for
do
you.
it. It's not that it takes that long, but you have to have a picture of it.
Right. And you have to be methodical about posting.
Right. Right.
Just add another thing.
Because
to
if
the
you
end of
do
the
it
day.
when you do it, or when you're in the process of doing it, I know what yarn I used. I know what needle I used. I might know the colorway, whatever it might be.
Mm-hmm.
But if you did it and you list it 3 months later, I don't remember.
It's true.
Right?
You
But
have to do it. You have to be in the moment.
I did put
Post
this on
it.
Ravelry.
Good for you. Good for you. I did that for the testnet that I did. I posted the
Did you really?
Mm-hmm. I may have even posted the beginning of Roselle Tea, but I never followed through.
Now, you have
add...
the picture of yourself wearing it. So
no, but I also have pictures
along the way in the
correct.
process.
I should
but
just upload.
You see, the thing is, I think that's why we don't list things, because we make ourselves crazy thinking that we have to, we have a picture when we start, we have a picture in midway, all the different stages. It doesn't have to be that. If you take a picture of the skein of yarn when you begin,
just to show that you're starting,
right, and do that, because a lot of times we'll take pictures of our projects midway. So if you have that saved on your phone,
it's true.
You could just put it on, right? That's what we say that today. Let's see.
You know what else? I think for me, especially when I feel like if I'm posting it on Instagram or it's on my Insta story and then it reaches Facebook, I feel like, okay, I've covered social media. But in essence, I really have not covered Ravelry. So,
well, the other thing is too, how many times do we see a piece, we go to Ravelry, we look at who's made it, what yarn
it's so
have they
valuable,
used.
that
it's such valuable information.
It's
so
true.
when you put your stuff, it just gets added to that
that pool.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So that's why if you can do it. I mean, let's see. I did it.
I'll try.
I did it for 2 things, but I'm thinking in my mind all the things I've made.
Terrible. I mean, it's crazy.
It's
when
crazy.
you think about it.
Really.
Okay. Shall we
next?
move on? I
Yes.
was just going to cover the mannequins because in the past, I know that I had this on the ranunculus on the mannequin last time, and I neglected to talk about it. So why don't we...
Yeah, everyone was asking about it.
This one here is called the Mirage.
Let me get out of the way. I'm just going to slide out a little bit.
I knit it up as a shell.
It does have sleeves on it that you could add if you wanted to.
You can make it a
right?
tee if you'd like. I went for the shell version. It has...
What yarn is it, Dinah?
It's Fern by Shibui. Let me see if I could look that up. That looks a little bit better.
Yeah.
I should have given it a little bit of a blocking. Sorry. It has a sheer panel at the bottom. I'm not sure if you could see it, but it's knit in Silk Cloud. And then the body of the tank is actually knit in Fern. And I think I pulled 2 skeins.
Yep, Fern is a cotton yarn. I have it in here. From...
also from Shibui.
Shibui. Let me just get a little. Here you go. This is just color bone, I believe.
Right, and this is the sister yarn.
Silk Cloud.
So you could see the 2 different textures.
Right. The silk is only used at the bottom and the little hem on the bottom, which is cute.
So it only takes 1 skein. Another project that doesn't take too many skeins.
And if you don't want the flappy arms
you can
exposed, you can put the sleeves on.
There you go.
If you're bothered by that, right?
Yes.
So that was when did you make that, Dinah?
That was last year because I knitted in the Petal Pink, which was their signature color for last year. So Petal is not available anymore.
Do they have a signature color this year?
I believe it was Tango. I don't remember. One of the reds. I'm not sure. Yeah.
Okay.
So that is from Shibui.
And it's got a side vent too.
Yes.
I don't know if you could tell that when you have the little mohair. It's got a side vent.
Okay, I'm going to stand up for a moment because on the mannequin in the back we have. I'm going to just take the shawl off for a moment.
Oh yeah, another
Morning
summer
Sky.
piece. Yeah. That's a great piece, Morning Sky.
Maybe I should move it forward so you can actually see the lace detail. So this one was done in Twig, also by Shibui. It's got a lace panel at the bottom, which is very pretty, and it actually goes across the bust line. It's got pretty detail in the decrease.
Is it done from the bottom up, Diane?
It's done from the bottom up, and then it has, when you divide, you get these automatic sleeves, which is really
cute
pretty.
Is that?
A flattering piece on, and
you used what yarn?
I used Twig in ivory, I believe it was. I'm not really sure.
Ivory or bone?
Sorry, guys, the computer. And then I'll actually insert a photo because Diane made her third one, which was
really
remarkable.
What color were her first two?
She had done it, I think. I don't know if she did it in the ivory. She did it in the blue blueprint. And then she might have done the ivory, but then she went for the Amalfi, a really striped.
So let me get it.
I'll insert a picture, actually. I think if I insert the picture, it might be better.
No,
only because it's hard to tell.
She went with a variegated yarn, a kind of coloring yarn, which you would say, gee, you're not going to see the lace inset, but it really came nice.
I'm going to just put this back here. The reason we have this birds of a feather on here is because we got a new product in, which is the shawl cuff. And I'll show. Should we talk about it?
Yeah, why not?
Show them? Okay.
Yeah, why not?
Here, right here.
We have a dish of shawl cuffs. Here's one of them.
So this is a new product in the store. It's by Knox Mountain Knit Co.
It's a shawl and cowl cuff is what they're calling it. This one is black with just some...
Now each one is different, unique.
Right. This one has a print on it.
I have it here on the shawl, and it actually keeps it
excuse me,
from falling off. So no more falling shawl.
You have a black cuff on there, right?
Yeah.
Nice.
And you're wearing one as a bracelet?
I have one as a bracelet on my wrist. I like this one. Mine is brown with some punch-out holes in it. And then we have, that's an embossed one. That's pretty.
This one's pretty.
Yeah.
It's embossed.
This is an embossed with some stitching, which is also pretty. And you
They're
have
all
more
different.
coming in too, right?
Yeah.
And
They've
this
been
is
selling
another.
quite quickly.
Yeah, they're cute. No matter what you use them for. You put it on your cuff, you put the shawl on, you need it on the shawl, you put it on the shawl, take it off the shawl, put it on your wrist.
You can actually use it even on a cowl if you wanted to show dimension.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's fun.
Why not?
A great knit accessory.
You could probably even take a long cowl if you had it and put it in the front and gather it together. That might be cute too.
That's also a good idea.
But now we didn't show this though. We didn't show the twig.
Oh, so for the morning sky.
For the morning sky. These are just some of the choices that you could use. Right, Dana?
Yeah. This one's ash. Pollen. I think that's the tango.
Brick.
Oh, brick. That might be the new color.
That's the color this year. Right?
Yep.
And suit. This is a, it's great navy.
I like navy.
I like this one.
I'm so happy you're doing your ranunculus in the navy.
At least I can wear it with jeans, right? If you don't know what to wear it with.
Now, I think you can actually make the ranunculus out of twig as well.
We were talking about that, yes. We were talking about that.
Your piece, we didn't show it last time, last podcast, but we mentioned it, the Flagstone, which is continues to be popular.
This is another great knit that you could do with twig. I think it's 7 skeins, and it's an easy knit. It's a mindless knit, and it is...
It's called Flagstone.
Okay, and this is the, I think we went from field to this color. Is that gray or field? Oh, no, that's the gray, the graphite.
Or tar.
Tar, whatever. There you
Tar.
go. Shows you how I know my colors.
Caffeine.
That's mineral.
Excuse me, mineral.
That's mineral. This is ash. This is ivory. This is caffeine. And this is field.
There you go. It's a khaki. You can't really tell.
And it's all surrounded, the little color in between and on the edges, the pop color is pollen. We've
so
had
pretty.
some
it's
really fabulous color combinations
in your
done
knit
in the shop.
night, right?
Yeah.
Especially in your knit night.
This piece continues to be. You know why? Because sometimes I had a customer recently who was traveling and she wanted to. What's her name? She's leaving tomorrow for Thailand.
Diana.
Yes, she's taking it to Thailand with her. Yep. It's just a mindless knitting when you're away. You don't want to have to worry about decreases or.
Didn't Carrie go away? We even have a new knitter.
Yes.
Right? We just taught Carrie how to knit,
right.
And she took this project along with her. She went away, and it's great because it's just quarter stitch.
And that's what Rita's doing. She's going to Norway, and she's taking it
Everyone
with her on a cruise. I don't know.
Ask me
where I'm going.
Are you going to Maine?
Port Washington.
No, aren't you going to
I
visit?
don't. We haven't made plans.
Oh, really?
We may, but we haven't made plans.
Okay.
We have to.
You mentioned
So
it.
if I go to Maine, I'll take something. When I go to Maine, I could probably knit more complicated things because there's not much going on up there.
Relax.
Unless I'm having a drink.
Your gin and tonic.
And gin too. Exactly. Anyway, but
okay, so that covers Twig.
that covers Twig, and that covers really the summer. We talked about the Mirage, the Ranunculus, the Arisu, the Morning
Sky,
the
Roselle tea.
the Roselle tea.
If you want a summer shawl.
There are so
Birds
many.
of a Feather is
Yep.
a beautiful, lightweight shawl. But we also have a trunk show in the house.
Don't forget, winter's not that far away.
Winter is coming.
You got to start knitting if you
How
want to
many
wear
of
it in the
you
fall.
are so sad that Game of Thrones is over?
I have to say, I am not on that.
You're not on the
that
Game
bit.
of Thrones.
I'm not on the Game of Thrones. You can say whatever you want. I haven't watched it. I won't.
Well, I
you
will
won't
say
give an
that
ending
I
away.
watched it.
Did you watch the whole thing?
I watched the whole thing. I don't know about you guys, but I was personally a little disappointed
I don't know. I didn't
with
watch
the
it.
ending.
Was
Just
it a
my take.
disappointing ending? Is that what? I
No,
know they were
you know,
saying there
I
was something
feel
with the
like-
ending, but I don't know if it
I
was.
feel like everything was closed off neatly, nicely. Like all the different characters
Is it
were.
not going to be on anymore?
It's not going to be on anymore.
Is that what they say? They always bring things.
No,
back.
no. I believe it's not going to be on anymore. It's over. No more Game of Thrones.
How many seasons were there?
Was it 6? I don't even
I think
remember.
weren't there only like 6 episodes this time?
Yes.
Were
Crazy.
the other seasons longer?
More episodes.
Than more episodes
Yes.
than the other ones?
Yes. And I don't know. They said that these episodes were longer, or they were meant to be.
I don't know.
I
Maybe it's
feel
like they
like
didn't
it-
want to do it anymore. Is that
I think
what
they
it was?
just wanted to end it, and they
Yeah,
ended
so
it quickly, and it felt like it
instead of-
ended
it-
quickly.
it
I think
felt
that's
like
what
it ended.
bothered me. Right.
That's what people said. You know what? I never saw the last episode of Downton Abbey.
Oh my gosh.
Never saw the last season, and not that I didn't want to watch it, but I don't think I could watch it when it was on, so I had to wait till it went on to one of the cable things or whatever it was. But everyone was saying that they were disappointed in the last season.
You know what?
And that made me not want to watch it.
When you love a show,
Yeah.
you just don't want to see it end.
Yep.
So of course it's going to be a disappointment, right?
Yes.
And I just felt like the good guy kind of finished last, or it didn't. I don't know. For me, it just wasn't.
It wasn't the ending that you would have envisioned.
No, but I really was thinking about it, like what was the ending, and I don't know that I really could have played it out in my head.
Really? If
Yeah.
you could have done it another way.
Yes.
Well, maybe that's just it.
So maybe, yeah,
Maybe that's just it.
that was it. But anyway, if you're a Game of Thrones fan, I don't know. I was sad that it ended.
Didn't say that.
I almost didn't want to watch.
But I think
The
that
end.
that's. I think though that now
keep
with
it
all
alive.
this binge watching that we do, we get a
Crazy.
series and you watch like a series in a week or in 2 days, whatever it might be. You get so invested in the show
Mm-hmm.
that when it's over, like you miss it.
You
right?
do.
Gone are the days when you'd wait a week for something to be on.
Crazy.
Kids nowadays would say, "Well, you waited a week for a show to be on again." Yes, we did. That's what we did. But
Gone are my days of binge watching, though.
what do you mean?
I'm not into binge watching.
So what do you mean binge watching?
Meaning, I'm not going to watch 5 episodes of a series in one night, which I had done in the past. I just like to pace myself. No,
Depends what it is.
I enjoy it. Do you guys hear that loud music? It's like playing again.
I think so is that. There must be someone out there who's playing music.
Oh my God, there's a party in our lot.
Well, I try to pace myself. Like if there's a series coming on that I know I like to watch, I won't watch it right away because I'll say, no, if I watch it, it's going to be over. And I've waited for like 8 months for it to be on, and it's going to be over in 3 days. So I'll pace myself. I did that with The Crown. And The
I
Crown.
haven't watched that.
Now that you should watch. That was very good.
What were you guys talking about? Something something? Today?
Dead to Me.
Dead to me.
Dead to Me. It's on Netflix. I haven't watched it. I've seen the trailer for it, and it looks like I think it's like a comedy drama with Christina Applegate. And everyone's talking. I think my daughter was even telling me about it, that she liked it. I haven't watched it yet.
Check that out.
But then again, I save things. I said, well, I'll watch it, but I'm not going to watch it now.
It's like cards that we save that we don't want to use.
Yeah, exactly. We were talking about that last
Right.
episode, right, when we got the cards.
Yep.
So funny.
All right.
What's next?
Our trunk show.
Oh, the trunk show.
Yes.
Oh, well, we have it on. How do you want to do this now? It's on two of the mannequins. Should I move some of these things?
How about you?
Let me do that.
Okay.
Let me move my chair out of the way.
Sorry that it's
I'm going
loud.
to move.
We have the Woolfolk flat trunk show. I'll start off with the hat.
Yes.
So I don't know if you could see the texture on this, but it's a boucle yarn. It feels delicious. If you could see how I'm mushing this yarn up, it's so soft and squishy. It feels like butter.
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 Let me say that. I'll say that better than you.
So this is really nice yarn. It's from Woolfolk. This is a little bit crooked on the mannequin, but let me just tell
Why
you.
don't you try it on?
You try it on. Fabulous sweater.
This is a great
I have to. Is this the hottest one that we've had so far?
Yes, this has been the hottest one so far, and you'll see why in a few seconds. It's called. You know what it's called, right?
KRØLLE.
KRØLLE, right?
Right. KROLLE, and I will put that down at the
You know why I couldn't find it? Because I didn't put the E on the end.
No, you wouldn't find it anyway because the O has that. Look at this detail. Turn around. Don't look at yourself. Look at this. Is that fabulous? You want to look at yourself, but you can't. It looks really pretty.
Show them the detail.
Yes, absolutely beautiful. It's got that inverted peak or a peak.
And look at the arm detail.
It's done. It's knit in tinned alone, and the piece throughout is actually in the body is knit with flet and tinned.
Held together.
Held together.
And watch. Look at this, guys. Watch this. Look at these great pockets. Look at this pocket.
Ta-da!
Is that great or what? One on either side. Look at these pockets. It's
this
great.
Pattern, yeah, it's great. It's by Emily Greene. You can find her on Ravelry.
And this is a piece that you would wear.
It's just great.
You would get so much use out of this.
It's fabulous.
Right? If you were going to make anything. Love it.
Absolutely love it. So that's one. Then we also have this pretty scarf. Using two colors. What is this one called? It's called LØKKE. LOKKE.
That's and it's got the pointed bottoms.
Yes, well, it's got like a fishtail, and then it's got the point.
Oh, is that what has a fishtail on
it
one
almost
end?
reminds me of your, is that the Suburban wrap?
The Suburban wrap
Yep.
has a point and a fishtail, correct.
So this is really pretty. It's two-tone, which is really nice. Just a stylish piece. Looks great. Delicious. It's so nice on, no?
Which that?
Yeah, it just feels
and
really
good.
good.
That's the color combo they use. Can you imagine if you used this with the gold?
Any combination.
Oh, that would be beautiful.
All their colors are so pretty.
Speaking of the gold.
Yeah, that's a great piece.
This is the gold. This is another great piece, and this is called Kale.
Mm-hmm.
Kaele. It's a long cardigan. No button band.
Nope. It's got ribbed, long cuffs.
But this you have to see on because this, we're told, people were telling us it was called the, what they call it, the mutton tail. It's an old-fashioned name for this style. It's where it's a long rib going up to about here, and then it opens up, it blouses out. It looks great on. Yeah, they were calling it a mutton leg or a mutton something. Mutton leg, I think. Sleeve.
Mutton sleeve.
That's the old-fashioned term, and it's got nice deep pockets on the side. And it's long, right, Tanya?
Yeah, it's a nice,
But this one just uses flet.
Flet alone.
Mm-hmm.
It's by Woolfolk Design Team.
I think the smallest size starts with about 11 skeins. Thereabouts. You got it?
Love this one. This is the crop top.
It's not going on, but it's a crop top with a long sleeve.
This one's called Lamb in the raisin color. Lamm.
And does this use what?
Flet.
Just the flet.
Mm-hmm.
There's also, I have over here a longer version.
Of the same sweater. It's like the boyfriend sweater.
Mm-hmm.
Just an oversized sweater. Great weekender sweater.
Again, same sweater, just a
longer version.
of it.
And you guys don't understand. It's so soft. It almost feels like a chenille.
Well, you know, it's funny because now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show them. Do we have the yarn off the wall?
It's interesting when you look at the yarn.
Mm-hmm.
You can't tell that it knits up this way.
We had this is the yarn that we've had, correct, Anna?
Yep. See the boucle?
Yep.
It's like a crinkly yarn, but when you knit it up, it just looks like.
And I have to say, people, when I've showed it to a few people, and they'd say, "Oh, I don't like a boucle." And that's when they would just dismiss it. But when you see it knit up, it is so...
It's been flying out the door.
Unfortunately, we only have the trunk show until, what, the
The
27th,
end of-
right?
Yes, we have it for another week.
Yeah.
But it just goes to show you that when you have the samples in the store, it really makes a difference.
Even for us, we have to see it knit up, right?
Mhm.
Because we're working with customers and
Right.
we really want to see it.
But it's funny because even when we've done the Instagram, like the unboxings, when we got the trunk show in,
Correct.
that alone was enough to just
Generate
interest and get people thinking about flood. And what's really lovely is that you start now. You have your fall project ready to wear just in time for the season.
So who starts knitting now on fall? That's what I want to know.
I do.
Start now, or do you wait until October and decide, oh, I want this for the winter? Oh, look at me. The worst part of me. I'm bending over on the screen.
You've got your
I
chair
don't.
caught behind the mannequin. There you go.
There we go. Now. So when do you start knitting your winter things? That's a good question.
Well, I just
you started your garden party. That's winter.
That's definitely winter.
Mm-hmm.
We also put out an email. We're doing it along for all of the lights.
Oh, that's right. Yep.
Hohi.
Another cable jacket.
Yep. We're starting that at the beginning of July.
Correct.
So if you're not on our email list, we're doing a knit along for all of the lights. And that will hopefully be ready in the fall.
Yeah, so if you start it in July, even if you finish it November 1st.
That's what we're probably shooting for. July, August, September.
I mean, you're really not going to wear it
promo.
much before there. You could, depending on
maybe not
the weather.
Yeah, you never know. There's global warming, then we're definitely not wearing it.
Well, it's like Rhinebeck every year, right? One year we went, we were dying. It was so hot. That was the year before last. It was so hot. We made sweaters. You couldn't wear them. Right?
Outrageous, yes.
But anyway.
I would like to share some new bags that we have.
Oh, nice.
Sorry, I'm changing topic.
That's okay.
We have new prints from Pretty Girl.
Nice.
Happen to love this one.
That's a nice one. Geometric, right?
Yep. So this is the project bag.
Little
wristlet.
Yep.
She's got her zippered opening. She's got a nice
gusset.
gusset
In there.
and a cute little pocket on the inside to put gadgets and stuff.
It's a big bag. Definitely
it's a great
sweater,
size.
Sweater quantity.
Definitely, yeah. Look at
Definitely,
gusset.
yeah.
Look at that.
Nice.
Fabulous. So we have this geometric print. You want to show them the monster pickles, or what is it called?
Is that what it's called? Monster pickles? Here you go.
How cute is that?
I guess they're monster pickles, right? Very cute. I don't know if this side is different. Maybe a little bit. But again, the same thing. It has the wristlet and the zipper.
And this one is just darling. It's Wizard of Oz.
I have to look at
It
that. I
is
haven't looked
sweet.
at. There's the Tin Man.
Do you see them?
Yep, I see. Dorothy. Wait, is it the Wizard of Oz? No, this is the Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
I see the monkeys.
Do you see the
flying
scarecrow?
monkeys. Where's the scarecrow? I'm sure it's there. I just didn't see it.
Is that
there
the
he is.
scarecrow?
Yeah.
You guys have them over here somewhere. Anyway, very sweet fabric.
Nice.
Love her prints that she picks. And they're all made the same way. So check out
Pretty Girl
bags. And there you have it.
Anything else, Tiny?
Anything else? We've talked about new products. We've talked about whips. Talked about FOs.
Whips, FOs. It's got to be something.
We spoke about your Deschain train.
My Deschain train. A quite accidental Deschain train. But it's funny. I wanted to make one. It's a great top. But I probably, if I wasn't doing this, I wouldn't make it. It's going to hold me accountable to do it.
Because you're leading the knit along group?
Yeah. Well, I suffer from this thing. Like, if it was last year's piece, I don't want to make it. Even if I like it.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know why I do that. But I'm not doing this because, I have to do it. I really want to do it. And I'm excited that I'm doing it,
with everyone.
We'll get it done.
Right.
We'll get it done,
Well, I guess I could see where you're coming from because we work in the yarn shop and we've done it and worked with it.
Right.
It kind of feels
old. Right. Like, it's the same thing Zweig. I love the Zweig sweater.
But you kind of feel like...
Been there, done that.
Even though we haven't really done it.
Even though I didn't make it.
I bought yarn to make it.
I live vicariously through customers who have made it, you see. So I feel like I don't want to do that. I did it already, but of course I didn't. right?
Correct.
Does anyone else feel that way?
Let us know. Do we have any questions for our viewers?
Jess?
Well, I'm curious to know, are you knitting summer tops right now, or are you planning for fall?
Right. Well, some people must be planning for fall because we showed the Woolfolk on the box opening, and people wanted. I mean, we sent one out today.
Someone swatched today for it.
Yeah. So I mean, there must be interest.
But I'm curious to know,
when do you start knitting for the fall? Do you wait until September?
Yeah.
It's like we were just talking at school today about that. You can only wear white between Memorial Day and Labor Day.
Well,
that was the old way. Now, of course, you can wear it whenever you want.
Definitely amended the rule.
So do you wait until September to knit your winter garments, or do you start ahead of time?
Right. It'll be interesting to see what you guys have to say.
Right. It is true that probably we start making our summer things closer to the summer than really planning it ahead of time.
Yeah.
I would say. At least for me.
I know that we get summer yarns in early, and no one is even ready to look at them when they actually come in.
Right. They're still finishing up hats.
Right. And it's the same with winter when we get the fall collection in. I mean, Flette is a stock yarn for us. Mm-hmm. So I guess it's easy to sell right now because it's something we have stocked. But how many people are actually, if I didn't have it stocked, it wouldn't be in until probably September.
Whatever. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So it would be interesting to see what you guys have to say.
Exactly.
All right.
I think we're done.
Is that a wrap?
It's a wrap. I'm hungry.
I'm tired.
I'm thirsty.
All right, guys. Time to say goodbye. Thank you so much for watching, and we hope to hear from you.
Happy knitting.
Bye.
Bye.